So, hi.
Hi, Achal.
Hi, Minshuu. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm very well too. Thank you. How are things with you? I'm really sorry. I'm just checking that we are appropriately live on Facebook. Yes, we are. Yeah.
Great.
Very grateful, Minshu, that you agreed to come on board on this Insta Live. I'm very honored to have you here, in fact, and looking for some great conversations with you.
Thank you very much, first of all, giving me this opportunity. So this is the first time I'm coming live with some another
Wow.
coach, and look forward to this conversation.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sure this will go great.
Yes, definitely.
So let me quickly introduce Minshu. Uh, Minshuu Garg is a TEDx speaker, communication and mindset coach dedicated to helping professionals break through stress, anxiety, and limiting patterns. With a very rich background as a chartered accountant and over 18 years of global experience, she guides mid to senior level leaders to find their authentic voice, build unshakable confidence, and communicate with impact. Today, through her unique blend of mindset work, healing modalities, and practical communication strategies, Minshu has been empowering individuals to overcome inner barriers, lead with calm authority, and unlock great success in life and in business. So, welcome, Minshu. Welcome on board today.
Thank you very much, Achal, for that introduction also. And once again, thank you very much for calling me over here.
No, that's a very empowering introduction, and I'm sure our mothers here and, in fact, our community here is going to really benefit all the strategies you have for them. May it be mindset setting or may it be communication. I'm sure they're going to greatly benefit from today's session. So let's begin, Minchu.
Yeah, sure.
So, Minchu, let me start with asking you something that let's talk about triggers a bit because many mothers who come to me, they the common concern is that we are very snappy and we get triggered very easily. We tend to shout at our children very easily. We don't know how to control ourselves. So, from your experience, like what are the old wounds or stories that usually get activated in such moments?
In my experience, I have a 6-year-old child. So what I learned, the kids come to teach you something.
Hmm.
Like they are the best teachers. First of
Hmm.
all, I believe in that.
Yeah.
And whenever the child is throwing a tantrum or something, something gets triggered within me also. Like as a parent, I've seen like my clients, something gets triggered because it's an unhealed part of you that's get triggered because of yours. Kids, tantrums or their behavior.
Hmm.
And the first thing we do is react.
Right.
Because that's a way how we are conditioned,
Hmm.
how we are raised also
Hmm.
to discipline the child.
Hmm.
Okay, we are authority to the child, and the child should behave in
Hmm.
certain manner. That's
Hmm.
what most of majority of us have been trained or conditioned.
Hmm.
And there is something we in that moment we forget, like it's about the presence, it's about the connection with the child, and we
Right.
try to correct. I have also done it, and
Hmm.
oftentimes I also forget. Okay, in that moment, then I realize, okay, it's important to connect with the child.
Right.
It's not important to discipline and doing in that format which society or the other people have told me or I was uh, being told. The
Hmm.
important point over here is looking within yourself that what gets triggered in that moment.
Right.
Maybe taking a few deep breaths, connecting with yourself, first of all,
Hmm.
understanding where they're coming from.
Hmm.
Instead of what they're saying, what the child is experiencing that moment.
Hmm.
Since, like, if I see in my child, he's throwing a tantrum because he's experiencing something which he might be not able to put in words,
Right.
or or there is no outlay. He doesn't
Hmm.
know the better way, basically.
Hmm.
So in that moment, if I also lose my control, if the parent also loses the control,
Hmm.
then you will not be able to go anywhere, and it will keep
Right.
on happening. So the first thing for the parents, it's very important to look into triggers. What is triggering you in
Hmm.
that moment? So
Hmm.
that means there is an unhealed part of you. Once
Right.
you start looking it deeply, start healing that unhealed part of you and start being present with the child instead of correcting the child.
Hmm.
Learn from the child because child is also mirror of you.
Hmm.
If they are just showing you mirrors, there are something, certain things which are which needs to be addressed in your life, which I've seen like in my life also. Like sometimes it's something I need to release, my child will mirror it, and I will
Hmm.
get to know, oh, wow, he's
Hmm.
mirroring that.
Hmm.
So how I uh, explain it to my child in the form of stories, because child connects very well in the form
Right.
of story. So
Hmm.
by storytelling, I connect with him. I tell him, okay, this is two scenarios. These are two scenarios. Tell me which one will you pick, which is more empowering. And
Hmm.
he definitely picked the other one or the
Hmm.
empowering one. That's why I am changing my own story and his story. And that is advice for all the parents out there. Try whatever has happened in the past, we can't change it.
Hmm.
But now it's our responsibility, being a conscious parent, changing that story. Once you change that story, you are changing, dropping that generation trauma also. The old story you
Right.
have written unconsciously, you can write it now consciously.
Right. That's very, very beautifully put, Minshu. I mean, the story that you have unconsciously kind of imbibed from your own childhood, you really need to rewrite that story more consciously with your child now. And I do agree with you that yes, we as parents have to start identifying our triggers first before just, I mean, superficially looking at what's triggering the child or why the child is behaving in a particular fashion. I do agree with you that children totally mirror us. They totally mirror us somewhere or the other, and it is our responsibility as a parent to identify that what is it that they are mirroring and what is that unhealed part that we need to rectify in ourselves first. So
Right.
yes, that is indeed, I mean, and believe me, Minshu would agree with me that it requires work. It requires that awareness. Don't think
Yes,
that it is going to come overnight. Consistency ultimately is the key I mean, heal this entire generational trauma that I think all of us go through it in some form or the other. But it's just that we have to start identifying our own traumas and start healing from those.
totally agree with you, Anshul. Like first step is awareness. Once you are aware of it, I say to my clients, 50% work is done because you are aware of it and you are ready to take the action.
Hmm, exactly. So, in your coaching work, Minshu, how do you really help parents differentiate between uh, like listening to their child versus versus controlling their child or correcting their child all the time? How do you differentiate with your clients?
So again, it connects with the first question where I said most of us are trained in a way or conditioned in a way that okay, the child is saying something, we are supposed to be in a certain way. We are parents, we are authority. If we don't discipline them, they are not going to go ahead in life. They will not. I've heard from parents also, which now in these days also they say, if you're not studying, you will not get a job. If you're not doing this thing, you will not. So we are conditioned in a way. So when we are listening, what is listening? Listening is understanding what the other person is saying without filtering it.
Mhm.
But what is actually happening in listening? We listen to it, interpret our own thing, like because of our own past events, our own beliefs, patterns, everything, and we filter it out.
Hmm.
Child is saying one thing, we are interpreting in a different way because of our perception and everything we are adding to it. So listening is truly building that connect, listening to a child, what exactly they want in that moment, instead of imposing our own belief system on the child, understanding where they're coming from. Because every child is different, right? Every
Right.
child, even though the siblings, two siblings are very different.
Hmm.
Like in my family, I was the one very sensitive. My other siblings are not very sensitive.
Hmm.
Like the way I was exposed as a child, when I started looking at like my other siblings are not affected in the way I got affected.
Hmm.
It's similar for everyone because every child has come with their own qualities, everything. So we need to listen to them consciously instead of
Right.
responding. And most of us are just ready with the answers,
Hmm.
custom answers.
Yeah.
uh, like okay this, and we try to put the child in a template that
Hmm.
okay this is how he or she needs to be, this is how it needs to be in the society. For example, I just give you an example.
Yeah.
One client reached out to me, even though his son was 29-year old, but
Mm-hmm.
he was on autism spectrum, so
Okay.
he couldn't understand much. So his father is still protecting him,
Hmm.
and he reached out to me that as a communication coach, I want to work you like you work with my son, that he behave in a certain way in the social in
Right. In the social
atmosphere.
milieu. Yeah.
So still like he's 29, he's doing well,
Hmm.
he takes care of himself, everything, but still as a parent he's worried that okay he might not be accepted in the society or he's not accepted. So we are not understanding what that child, that person needs, and we are just listening from because there is already inner voice that the child needs to be in certain way.
Right.
Hope I answered your question.
Right. Yes. Of course, you have answered my question. I mean, what we have been always doing and what we are still doing as parents. And that is where the conscious parenting part comes in, that we are always trying to fix the child in the mold of the society.
Right.
On one hand, we are a confused parenting generation, I feel. On one hand, we want to give them a lot of individuality, but yet we want to fix them into that mold where they're accepted by the society.
Right.
And that is where we are kind of hindering their growth as well. But coming back to listening, what you were discussing is very, very important, and that is the concept of active listening that we also talk about a lot with the parents. Is that active listening is basically listening without assumptions and without judgment.
Yeah.
And active listening is all about listening without jumping onto a solution or an answer. Listening is just listening. Listening
Yeah.
is not answering.
Right.
So I mean, if all parents start practicing that, even for like I would say 15 minutes in a day with their child, just listen to them.
Yes.
So I
That will
think
make a difference.
that would start changing the chemistry and the communication. That is what you are expert at. I think it really changes the communication where the child also feels seen, that yes, I am important and what I'm saying is literally heard by the authority figure in my life.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think listening is, as you say, is a very important aspect of right parenting. So,
I can I
yeah,
add
please.
something to it? Actually,
Yes,
just
please.
one thing which I
Right.
generally do with my son. So, suppose during the day something happened, and if I try to explain to him at that time, that moment he's not ready because
Hmm,
he'll start throwing tantrums. Okay,
hmm.
I am correcting him.
Yeah.
So he's not in that mindset. So what I generally do at bedtime, he's relaxed. So
Hmm,
it is our story time.
hmm,
So at that time, I ask him. Sometimes initially there will be resistance. Then later on, he will ask, okay, Mama, what were you saying? Mama, like not very, but eventually he will open up and I will
yeah.
tell in a form of story, okay, this is what he can do.
Hmm,
And he start accepting. So I have seen this behavior of in him that now he asked me at
hmm,
bedtime, okay, mama, and initially he will resist, but eventually he will understand. So that's how I'm developing communication with him that, okay, it's not about, I'm paying attention to what you say or I'm listening to you. And also put my point across that you are being listened and this is what I have to say to you.
yes, that's very important. And you are pointing to a very important thing, Minchu, as well, that with children, correction doesn't have to be at the same time.
Right.
What you are practicing, I think, with your child is like delayed correction, which is also helping.
Yes.
है ना? when the child is in a calm state, and then if you correct the child is in a state of listening to you and understanding your point of view.
Right.
Yeah, I think
That's
that that is
something.
a very important step that you are pointing out to. And I mean, if all parents start doing that ultimately and not shout in the heat of the moment on the child, that would improve their communication to a great extent.
Right.
Yeah. So you were very interestingly talking about these unconscious belief systems that are built in as we grew up as children. And you just gave this example of that if you don't study, you won't get a job kind of a thing. So, what are some of the other unconscious beliefs or fears that you feel that we as parents project onto our kids without even knowing that we are doing that?
Mhm. All of us as parents, and our parents have done it, and Indians are famous for it. Like
Hmm.
in India, we have seen parents pushing their kids to go to IIT, IIMs, and
Yeah.
studying hard. What is that? Because
Hmm.
somewhere they have not achieved it,
Hmm.
and they fear that if they don't do it, like their child will fail. Because somewhere they are also fearing it, and they're
Hmm.
pushing their kids to do it. So it's
Hmm.
unconsciously they feel something and they are projecting it to the kids. Or like I've seen parent where the parent believes that people are not good outside, and the way they have conditioned their kids is like people not good outside, don't trust people,
Hmm.
and that child will carry this belief throughout their life, and they suffer, they struggle in their relationship because that's a belief they are carrying, that okay, if I trust people, people might cheat me.
Hmm.
And the trust is an important factor in any
Right.
relationship.
Hmm.
So these are unconscious beliefs they are carrying. Okay,
Hmm.
suppose like the parent believes that I'm not good with money, and the
Hmm.
parent is projecting that thing, or parent is not feeling good enough.
Hmm.
The parent will not will try to, or suppose like parent is not feeling safe. Parent will try to overprotect the child, and
Hmm.
that will suffocate the child also.
Right.
So we what we are doing, we because we are trying to protect the child, but unconsciously we are repeating the pattern.
Hmm.
Like in my own life also. So I've seen that patterns repeating. So one of the belief I had that my father is not good with money. And all my life I was running away that I don't get into the similar kind of financial trouble he has faced.
Hmm.
So, and I got into that trouble because
Hmm.
I was resisting it continuously, resisting it.
Hmm.
When I realized it, I dropped it.
Hmm.
So we are just again mirroring. As I said, kids are mirroring us. I mirror my parents, or somewhere we create that resistance, unconscious beliefs from I carried from my parents. And
Hmm.
until unless we heal it, remove it, release it, it will block your life. It will be a barrier in your life.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, beliefs about money and beliefs about people and beliefs about education or safety, security. I mean, now when you're talking about it, I think I'm thinking about it with you. And जैसे हम बच्चों को बोलते हैं ना कि पैसे पेड़ पे नहीं उगते हैं.
Yes,
Yeah, I think shopping करते हुए sometimes we tell them, no, no, this is very expensive, we can't buy it. So, I mean, I think believe and the example that you are giving, I think I always think that my father wasn't very good with money, and I never want to do that. But yes, I mean, your saying it makes me realize that this is very true. I think I have imbibed the same thing from my father somewhere. That yes, I mean, it's very unconsciously that we kind of imbibe all these things. But how this is getting into like a generational pattern, we all have to realize it then
right.
ultimately. So what are those some of the things that you do with your clients to break these patterns, Vinchu?
So first of all, I understand actual where they're coming from. So what
Okay.
suppose in present, what are the challenges they are facing? Then I understand their childhood because I believe that all psychologically we say that the your brain is developed in your childhood, 0 to 7 or 8 years are very important.
Hmm.
how they have been exposed to, what kind of environment they have been exposed to, how their parents were behaving around them, what were their belief system. Majority it's come from the family, close family.
Hmm.
So I look at that. Okay, what are the challenges? Suppose someone is facing relationship issue, they feel the other person is a problem.
Hmm.
But I look from a point of view. Okay, what is the root cause of this? It
Hmm.
can be the root cause of childhood. The person has not received enough love, so that person is craving for love and looking for love from other person, trying to extract love from other person, which we are not going to get, because it's about again conscious relationship.
Right.
So then I start looking at the what are the root causes, what are the beliefs that the person is carrying within themselves. Then we start clearing it from the childhood,
Hmm.
giving that connecting with your inner self, connecting with your inner child, because we all have small child within ourselves.
Right.
What happens? What triggers within us? Because there is unhealed part of you which gets triggered. So
Mm-hmm.
in psychology, we say like we suppose someone told you in a childhood that if you do these bad things, or if you play too much, if you break things, you're not a good boy or you good girl.
Hmm.
So we stop accepting that part of us which is doing something, some naughtiness or something which is not being accepted by others.
Right.
We start disassociating with that part, and over the period when we disassociate with it, we start feeling incomplete, and we start looking for that parts of it. It's like part of the puzzle, I say.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
suppose if the part of the puzzles get lost, we will not be able to create a puzzle, the whole puzzle, because the puzzles parts are somewhere else. And we
Right.
are continuously what we are trying to do, the adults, what we are trying to do, we are trying to find a new person, maybe a relationship, maybe a new car, maybe a new job, maybe a holiday,
Hmm.
external things. We are thinking, okay, that might make me feel complete, but it's
Hmm.
not going to happen because the puzzle pieces have already been lost. So how you can find it? By going to that childhood traumas or childhood memories which are causing that barriers, which are causing that. Once you start accepting it, healing it, very simple. Healing is like just accepting that part of you, asking that inner child, what do they need in this moment? What
Right.
exactly they do? They need your help? Do they need your love? Do they need your support? Or they just want you to be there, just
Yeah.
connected with them? Maybe that child has not received that love, affection, or connection from the
Hmm.
parent who was missing.
Hmm.
So if they get that part of you, like if you see kids, like suppose if you scold a child, they will cry for some time, they will feel bad for some time. After next moment, they will be same. They will
Hmm.
behave in the similar fashion, right?
Right. Right.
That they forget things. They don't.
Yes.
Similarly, our inner child also forgive us, and the inner child, that part will become a part of you, and you will start feeling whole. Self love, self worth, and all that issues will drop off. So all these issues I was also carrying in my life: self worth issues, abandonment issues, loneliness issues. I feel all the possible issues on earth I had it in my life. I worked upon myself. So it was my journey from coming from my experiences. I help the clients look it from that angle. Once your core is strong, just say we do core exercises to make our core
Mm-hmm.
strong. So once the root causes are healed, you feel complete whole human being. Then whatever the external circumstances come in your life, you will be able to face it. External some circumstances might not, because it's not in our control, it might not change, but you make yourself so strong from within. It's working from within, working on your inner self. Once you do that, once you build the strong foundation, like the any building has a strong foundation. So once you build on that, work on that foundation, the building will definitely stay for years, for
For yes.
entire life.
Yes. No,
That's what
that's
I.
really, really beautiful. I mean, I'm sure people who are watching us live and people who will be watching the recording will definitely benefit from this little glimpse into inner child healing that you have given us. And this is indeed a very beautiful journey if somebody wants to take it up and heal their inner child. I'm sure they're going to benefit a lot out of it. Yeah, that's really, really
Definitely.
beautiful. Yeah. So coming back to communication, Minchu, uh, like what are the things that parents, special and parents in general, mothers and fathers, or family members for that matter, should keep in mind when they are communicating with their children? I mean, what are those? four, five things that you feel as a communication coach are like a must that you should keep in mind while you're communicating with your child.
So I look at communication in a way like once your inner clear, like you have the inner clarity, it will show in the outer presence also. It's not
Mm-hmm.
about the language, it's not about that fancy vocab, it's not about the tone. Everything can be taken care of it. We can learn everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's about I've seen people. I've shared my journey on TEDx also. It hap- it has happened with me also. Like generally, sometimes unconsciously, we say so many things to kids that you're not good enough, you're not powerful, or you cannot achieve this thing. So these voices stay with kids if it's done over and over again. Like
It
suppose if
becomes their inner voice. Yeah.
yeah, their inner voice, they start looking at themselves that okay, I'm not pretty enough, or maybe I don't have the capability to get this clear this exam. So how you speak to your kids, first of all, as a parent, conscious parent, it's not an easy job. Of course, we all know parenting is not
Yeah.
a, there is no manual for it. But
Absolutely.
more you connect with yourself, first of all, the more you will be clear about it. And we all do mistakes, it's fine. It's about being present there with the kids, understanding where they're coming from instead of fixing them, providing them the solution, and having that inner clarity. Don't say something which disempower them. Think about a way how you can empower a child even though they are doing a mistake. I have given their examples. Give them the option, give them the choice. Okay, what are they going to, let's suppose, present them in a form of story that if they have done something wrong also, like how they can make it better. Something empowers them. Make Communicate in a way that empowers a child, not in a way because in the previous generation, we all have messed up where we have spoken disempowered words to each and everyone. We
Hmm.
don't pay gratitude, we don't acknowledge people, we don't appreciate. So, appreciate more, acknowledge more, and communicate in a way that empowers the child.
Hmm.
You
That's
don't
very
know,
beautiful. Yeah.
you don't know the capability and capacity of a child. We don't know the future, right? And we don't know
Right.
what our and one intention. My guru also say parents should always work upon that my child should be better than me,
Hmm. Oh.
whatever you are at what. So I, the one thing I pray for my son is not like he become this that. I just pray for him that he become a happy joyful human being, he grow
Right.
as a happy joyful human being.
Hmm.
So if that is your intention, communication will happen naturally. It's not about uh, that I have to discipline him. I
Hmm.
walk like more of like a friend, or I am the caretaker, not I. The like one thing my again I'll say the guru says children come through you, not from
From
you.
from you.
So it's a privilege to parent them. So whenever we are communicating with them, communicate in a way when you connect with them, it's an inner connection through storytelling, through just being there. Sometimes just kids want just to you to be there. They
Hmm.
just want your time.
Hmm.
It will happen naturally. No tricks, no tips, nothing will work, no strategy. Just be present. Just being present is also a way of communication.
Right. Right. I think that really sets it right, Minchu, when you say that children don't come from you; they come through you. So they have their mind, they have their own body, and they have their own soul, and they are here for. They have chosen you as your parents, and their soul has a different karmic purpose, and that is what we are just caretakers, or we are just guides for them to help them fulfill that karmic obligation for which
Yes.
they have come through you. So yes, that's very beautifully said, and I do agree with you that we as a generation have been raised with a lot of limiting beliefs and a lot of disrespectful words. I think what we talking about, that our own inner child requires a lot more healing than the child who's in front of us. And all these disrespectful words that we have unconsciously gained, ki you are not capable of this, या तुम ये नहीं कर सकते, हट जाओ यहाँ से, लेट मी डू इट, kind of a thing. Or maybe some parents who are too perfectionist, so that perfectionism also comes from somewhere, comes from their childhood or their parents, that they were always told ki you can't do it as good as I can do it, kind of a thing.
Right.
So yes, I mean, and we are unconsciously passing on the same thing to our kids
Yes.
again. So yes, we definitely need to break that generational pattern somewhere. And another thing that I think I really liked in your conversation was that we were raised as a generation which wasn't appreciated, or which wasn't taught how to be grateful for things. So somewhere or the other, down the line, I think we have picked up these values on our own, and some from our parents, and I think some on our own during our journey. But how do you feel now that we can inculcate, as a communication coach, how would you suggest that we can inculcate values of gratitude, forgiveness, and like more of these virtues in our kids?
I think so. Initially, maybe we need to practice a little more consciously. Then eventually, it will become. It has
Mhm.
become part of me, my life also.
Mm,
First of all, we need to look at it. Is it serving us? Being ungrateful,
mm,
being not looking at things from a life. I looked at my life. At one point in my life, I started asking myself why people are not messaging me or not commenting on my post. Then I asked myself, am I responding? Am I responding? Am I commenting? Am I uh, giving compliments to others?
yeah,
So it hit me hard. So one first point is looking within yourself. Are you doing it? Are you creating that causes? It's about the causes. Effect is different. We don't have any control over the effect.
right.
Are you the one? Because what you do is what you are going to like the seeds you're going to sow, you will reap that also. So if
Absolutely.
you are not the one who is complimenting others, who is not doing it, it's by taking small actions like on TEDx. What I did, I heard the stories of people very I was there. I heard their stories. I paid attention to them. Then it was all new, right? We also met there.
Yeah.
Then I just reached out to people and just congratulated them and said, okay, I loved your story. I loved your speech.
Mm,
And that built up the connection. So it was,
right.
I appreciated them
Mm,
in that moment. It was very natural. And if it's not natural for us, because I worked outside India, I've seen Westerners more appreciative. I used
yeah.
to ask myself, why Indians are not appreciative enough?
Yeah.
Why we keep cribbing about things? Of course, because of a past history of all this poverty and all these issues, we have become more negative. We have started because we were constantly staying in survival mode. But now, with the kind of money or resources all
Mm,
of us have, not just money in terms of money, but the resources we have, the access we have, the information we have, and the education, everything we have, it's our choice, conscious choice we can make today that do I want to continue with that
mm,
disempowering thoughts? Do I want to continue with the like putting people down or saying bad things, or I can make a small shift in my own life by appreciating someone today, by having gratitude. Like universe is in abundance, right? The sun comes every day, moon comes
yeah.
every day. We get food to eat. There are people all over there, flowers are there. There is so much in an abundance. Air is not charging us. Water is not charging us. Like
Yes.
it's free. All these resources are available in abundance. So if we start looking at it, and again, my guru says like lot many people have not waked up, or like they just lost their life this morning, and we should be grateful that we are still over here talking over here, and now we have social media to share our message with the world,
Yeah.
and we are grateful for this breath. So
Mm,
that's a simple way of incorporating gratitude.
gratitude.
Being grateful every single day. Look for maybe five things which you are grateful for. The food on your plate, um, you have a house to live, you have air to breathe, you're
True.
still breathing.
Yeah.
Clothes to basic thing, very basic thing. You have a
Yeah.
family, or you're mentally stable. That's also a,
Absolutely.
in today's world, it's very much important because a lot of people are going through depression,
Mm.
lot many other health, or your
Yeah.
body is like, I always say I'm healthy person physically. So pay gratitude to all these small things. If something is not working in your life, it can work out. It's like magnet. If you pay gratitude, if you be gratitude, the universe will give you more. If you
True.
be uh, if you are in the mood of crying, you will get more opportunities to cry. So that's a choice.
Absolutely.
So it's a conscious choice.
Depending what you are attracting.
Yes. So become that magnet. If you really want to go far and improve your life, so attract and another. I'll just quote one thing. My guru says, "You are the director of your own life." How do you want that movie?
Life to be. Yeah.
So do you want that crying lousy one or you want that powerful movie? So direct it consciously now.
Hmm. True. And how do you think that the shift in mindset in a parent with regards to forgiveness and gratitude, how does it affect the child in their later life?
So not just the forgiveness and
Hmm.
gratitude, I'll say, Achal.
Hmm.
It's about the way you are. Suppose if you're carrying this pattern of having a negative beliefs or you don't pay gratitude, the child is imbibing from you. Even though you don't say it, they are imbibing your energy.
Hmm.
So when I was going through tough times, I saw my child being crying, throwing tantrum. It was difficult for me to handle him. The moment I shifted my energy, I came into this energy of being grateful, forgiving people. I can see him more joyful. So what indirectly what you are doing, you're getting rid of the generation trauma. You're not passing because every day child might not listen that words. It's more about the energy. What you are giving. Like suppose if I'm crying about things, the child is also imbibing that energy. Indirectly, we are putting in food, we are in our conversation, you will be agitated, you will not have a fruitful conversation with your child, you will not communicate in a way consciously also. So
Hmm.
if you imbibe this forgiveness, what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is something like suppose someone has hurt you. It
Hmm.
can be emotional hurt, physical hurt, any kind of hurt.
Hmm.
You're consciously forgiving them, forgiving yourself also, your earlier version,
Right.
because you were also not aware. I have also forgiven
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
earlier version that I was not somewhere. I was in victim mentality where I allowed that people
Hmm.
to hurt me.
Hmm.
So once I started forgiving people, my relationships started improving. So
Hmm.
when my relationships have improved, my son is also having great relationships. And indirectly, I'm teaching him that this is also a way of living. People do mistakes. It's like we are, all of us are imperfect. Like no one is perfect. We do mistakes. But if I keep holding that grudge, I'm teaching him, okay, well, people, if someone does one mistake, okay,
Hmm.
don't speak to them, relationships over. But whereas I'm teaching him or indirectly through my own life that okay, people do mistakes, forgive them
Hmm.
and learn the lesson from it, forgive them and have a wonderful relationship. What how you are transforming your own life. Some people will might drop off your life. It's fine, but at the end how you're embracing it, how you're conducting your life is important. So by conducting my life gracefully, I'm teaching my son to handle the situation because now the external situations are very difficult, right?
Right.
uh, Outside, and for mental health well-being, otherwise also it's very important for a child to manage
Hmm.
themselves, manage these because there are complex relationships. We are working different nationality, different countries. There's so much exposure on social media, and if from the early age they learn these basic things, which I have seen in my family and I've seen majority of us. And again I have seen that westerners are little, that is what, and I believe westerners are little sorted, but Indians have made small things in relationship very complex.
Very
The
complicated.
emotions are very complex.
Hmm.
Until because we have not learned forgiveness, we have not learned gratitude. People are learning it now. If we start forgiving people, there's so many things, and it will improve the health. There's so many clients who come to me who start having chest pain, who start having high BP, who start having heart issues. Why it is happening? Because we are carrying all the burden.
Right.
If we start dropping it one by one, it
Mm.
will improve your mental, physical health, your relationship, and definitely your kids are imbibing the same thing, and they will become better communicator. They will become a better human being, more evolved human being, because there are complexities in relationships. Instead of running away from that, we are forgiving people because there are challenges in every house,
Mm.
in every relationship.
Absolutely. I agree with you. And yes, I mean, forgiveness and gratitude actually have to become like a daily part and parcel in everybody's life. I mean, not that, I mean, what I feel is that gratitude and forgiveness has to be like your daily breath.
Yes.
So, like your breathing, gratitude and forgiveness should come as easily to you.
Yes,
So,
it becomes like once you start practicing it, it becomes part of you, as I said.
it does. It does. It definitely does. Yes, I do agree with you. So, we talked about inner child and we talked about conscious parenting and we talked about communication. So, just connecting all three of them. Uh, Imagine uh, if we actually start viewing our own children as our own inner child, that what our inner child needed to hear, kind of a thing. So what kind of communication, like what kind of words and tones and body language, etc., as a communication coach, you think that what kind of an approach should we adopt?
Okay. So when we look at our child as our own inner child, first of all, ask yourself, how will you treat yourself?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not treating yourself well, so that means that there is a lack over there that you need to, first of all, if you expect that treatment from others, first of all, we need to treat ourselves well, because this is the body God has given us. We
Yes.
need to treat it well,
Hmm.
ourselves. There is a soul within us.
Hmm.
And if you're not treating it well, you don't expect from others.
Hmm.
And look at the inner child. What do they need in this moment from you?
Hmm.
As I said, I give an example also that kids are just, or your child is just mirroring you.
Right.
What are the unhealed part? Because what are the healed parts? You are already taking care of it. You are conscious about it. Something's getting triggered because this is unhealed part of you, which
Hmm.
needs to be healed. And
Hmm.
a child is a medium, is an opportunity to show you that this is, see, look, this is something unhealed. You need to work on it.
Hmm.
So instead of coming to a conclusion again, connecting all these things, connecting or thinking, okay, I'm in the authority, I need to give answer to my child. It's not important giving answer to a child. Sit down, take a deep breath, sit down, relax, and observe them. Ask yourself, what do I need? Is there something I need to work upon? Or what is this situation trying to teach me?
Hmm.
Maybe the child is like most of the parents are, I have heard, like I don't have a teenager, but they say the teenage age is very difficult.
Hmm.
So the teenagers are also teaching you something. See, what are they trying to teach you? There is something unhealed part of you. There is something which needs to be addressed now.
Hmm.
Address it by simply asking. You can close your eyes also. You can ask, what do I need in this moment? And treat them as a small child, okay? The love, compassion, patience. They might just need your presence only, nothing more than that. Just tell them, that's what I do in my inner child healing, that meet that inner child of yours, ask them what they need. If they don't say anything, just assure them that you are there for him or her. You will always be there. Apologize that I'm sorry not taking care of you because I was not aware, because the child has does not have the deciphering mind. They don't know, and that mind is trying to protect you, so you close
Right.
yourself.
Hmm.
Just apologize to that inner child, to yourself, that okay, I was not aware of it, that it affected you. Now you are safe. because I'm an adult. See, look at myself and how where I have reached. Look at myself, and I'm your future self. So
Hmm.
drop that because the child has created the barriers. Once you, uh, if you see our own child also, right, when they throw tantrums, when you make them feel safe, when you hug them slowly, they will start dropping their barriers. Likewise, your inner child will also drop that barrier. Once they drop it, once they are short, and you will see the happy side of them. I have seen that, and most majority, all the clients see that. Even if they're sad, they will tell you what they need, or your assurance, your presence will help them, and you will see their happy face. And then merge that happy sit face or happy side of them with yourself. And that situation will not trigger you in the future.
Hmm.
That's a tried and tested part. So once you start accepting that part of you, then it will become part of you and it will not bother you. It's about embracing your negative and positive side. Everything stay is within us, negative and positive side. If we
Right.
embrace that, we will also not point fingers at our kids. Okay, this is not good, this is a bad. Because we're constantly telling everyone, this is not good, this is bad, this is not good. Because somewhere we are still carrying within my ourselves that I'm also carrying some bit of it. That okay, this is not good, this is not right. This which is creating friction,
Hmm.
which is creating major issue in
Hmm.
our life also.
Hmm. True. Very true. And very powerful. Yes. We need to, I mean, work on it. And I think it will be a beautiful scenario if we actually start uh, imagining our own children as our own inner child and treat them the way we wanted to be treated by our own parents.
Right.
I think that would resolve a lot about today's parenting, a lot of issues and a lot of challenges. Indeed. Yes. Any last words, Minshu, you have before we wrap up this live?
I want to say one thing, as I discussed with you also, I
Yes.
shared with you. I've written
Yes.
a beautiful book, which is a,
Yes. Many
combination.
congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. So it's a combination of stories or the life experiences I had with my clients or with my clients, and how my story started 5 years back when I was struggling in my life. I read one book, self transformation book,
Hmm.
first transformation, and it was gifted to my husband, but I picked it up. I started reading it, read it twice and thrice, and it made a shift in my life. And on that day, I had a thought, okay, one day I'm going to write a book, but not sure what I'm going to write. So here I've written a book, Seven Tools to Heal from Within. Lot many people are not aware of that how they can heal themselves or how they can improve their own life.
Hmm.
These are the powerful tools which I use with my clients in one-to-one coaching. It has the 21 weeks journey where if you follow that journey, 7 tools, 1 tool per week. There is self-reflection work. There are tools. There are stories. There are secrets. It will raise the awareness. It will help. There are powerful meditations also. 7 powerful meditation. There's so many things I have included. It's a journey of my 5 years working with clients. I try to include as much as possible. And if someone follows the book through, they will get that transformation. And I've just
Wow.
launched that book at 89 rupees. So it's going to
Oh,
be
wow.
so it's going
Wow.
to be live on Amazon very soon. So now I'm offering it a minimal price so that people can afford it and they can make a shift in their mindset in their own life by
Wow.
transforming. Like for all the conscious parents, once you transform your own life, your kid is sorted out. That's what transformation I have seen in my kid.
Hmm.
Once I dropped it, my mother is more happy. I can see her more happy. My son is more happy. It's a intergeneration trauma I have dropped. I'm still working on it because healing is a continuous process. You keep,
Absolutely. Yes.
but this book will definitely help. So I have written it with the intention of reaching out to billions out there. That okay, someone who really wants to invest in their transformation, it will definitely help them.
Absolutely. So be it, so be it, so be it. I'm sure you're going to reach billions, Minshu, and very proud of the work that you've been doing. And thank you for the great, great insights today. I think, I mean, not that I think, I'm sure that the people who are watching us live and who will be watching the recording will greatly benefit from this session and will actually start thinking about their own inner child traumas and how they need to shift their communication with their children, keeping in mind what they needed as a little child. So, thanks a ton. Very, very grateful that you could join us today. And thank you for all the good words that you have shared today. Thank you so much, Minshu.
Thank you very much, Achal. I'm feeling now a little emotional. Thank you very much
Oh,
for giving me this opportunity, first of all, because it's a great platform, and I hope the parents out there get benefited and they are able to connect, be more present. That's a part of communication. Be present, just be present. You sometimes you don't have to say anything, just be present with your kids. That's the
absolutely.
biggest gift we can give in this. Like we almost majority as working parents, we are shorter time, and if we give that presence, if we offer that presence to our kids, something magical can unfold.
Absolutely. I do agree with you, Minshu. So this stream would be live on Instagram or on my Instagram, Magical Parenting Wand, and as well as my Facebook and on my YouTube. Please go ahead and watch it. Do share your reviews and comments. I will look forward to it. And we'll be back next Monday with another live speaker. Do in the comments, do also write in the kind of inputs that you are looking for or the kind of challenges that you are facing so that I can find the correct match, the correct speaker for you, so that you can get the best insights into your parenting. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next Monday. Thanks a ton, and thank you once again, Minshu. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Archie. Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
bye bye. Bye. Thanks a ton.